Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to FM21 Zero to Hero, episode number 10 with Youth Factory FC. We're late in the season here. There's just 3 matches left to play, but with 3 matches left to play, we have clinched the title. Like I said, points are definitely down from last season, but considering we lost nearly half of our core, it's good that we've still been able to get a result this season. We have 84 points currently with 3 left to play, just plus 57, much less than what it was previously. We went from better than 2 goals a game over our opponents to 1.5 this season. So we've lost a good half goal per game. That's a lot. That is quite a deficit. And next season is looking like it's going to be even harder at this point, as we have not added anything for this coming season that will strengthen that core, and we're going to be in a higher division. That could mean another goal or so, but if we're a goal and a half up and we lose another half goal or so, that's still 1 goal up, maybe less, on our opponents. Might be enough to hang on. You could see a 1 goal difference compared to Sheffield. Well, they're just less than 1 goal, so next season's going to be a bit tighter, but maybe not enough still. Anyway, we have the victory. This could help. We're turning professional, so we're going to be starting to convert those contracts. We're going to start being able to practice every day. That means we can see more progress in the players that we have. I'm excited by that. That also means we're going to be able to hire more staff. That could help with that as well. Likewise, I have a new deal. I'm now up to 23,000. That's annual, so that's not a big pay at all. It's still not enough to live on, but it allows you to, have a decent income minus whatever supplemental you're going to need. And as we go to full-time, that's actually pretty bad, right? When it was part-time, that's okay. That's decent. Here is our question about the new deal. And let's go with the absolutely loving it. Good times rolling? Sure. All right, well, let's go ahead and play out the last 3 matches of the season. I'll bring you in the final minutes of that last match as we wrap the season up. All right, so just before entering that final game of the season, in just a couple weeks, I've already got a handful of players that are fairly upset that they haven't been offered a full-time contract yet. So I need to get on that and not wait till next season or something like that. It's something that needs to happen right away. So we're going to take a look here at Sam Thomas, 17-year-old midfielder. He's one of the recent promotions to the senior squad, but finding his way in already and developing pretty quickly. He's not yet into that core, but he's one of the closest players on the outside looking in. So I'm fine with those promises. And this is what he's in for. A 3-year deal at 11,000. That's annual. So 11,000 seems to be about the mark on what would keep players happy. And that's important. I can force through any contract I want. I can keep players, but I want to keep players happy. And part of keeping them happy is giving them a contract, even if just done manually with the editor, that is going to appease them and at least keep them somewhat satisfied. And here is that first look at what that's going to be like. I picked this game up in the last half hour, and even though we completely dominated the first half, we trail 1-0. We had a lot of chances, couldn't get the clear shot that we were looking for, but that was the biggest chance by far that these guys have had against us. Stowmarket, they never had a chance in the first half. What they did have was a corner kick where a guy on the complete opposite side of the box, 25-30 yards away from the action, fell over, and my player was deemed to have shoved him, and it was for a penalty. And so we trail 1-0. We couldn't get the goal that we deserved in the first half, and we gave up one. We very much didn't. We had one multiple chance opportunity that looked like it was in twice, and somehow that just went in. That was a freak goal. That wasn't a shot. It's coming off a throw-in. But we had one that should have got in and never did. And it was weird. Yeah, keeper didn't see it, wasn't ready for it, and all of a sudden the ball just trickled by. We're going to go very attacking now, though, to try to get the winner. And let me see. Anybody who needs to be subbed. Nobody too tired here. As Skalnis retreats and gets that ball. He lays it off for Thomas, but Thomas's through ball doesn't make it through. Jameson, Holmes, back up to Jameson. Here's Thomas. There's a chance, and it's Barbados with the goal. His first of the season. He only got some limited minutes this season, mostly off the bench, but he's been training well and has earned his way into the left wing position, and that one just crossed the line. Hit the top of the net. That was in. He's also just onside. For a moment I thought maybe he was offside, but he blasted that one in. That was straight into the top of the net and just bounced back out. But there you go. Final seconds. Hopefully we hang on to claim the win here. This would make it 93 points on the season. Heading into today's match, we were plus 17. Skalnis just to make it 3. Can't make it happen. Into stoppage time, Hoey, Williams. I got a lot of guys the natural way to agree to new contracts, but we have a few I'm going to have to play around with a little bit. Hoey is mad. He wants to leave. And that's because others are coming in for offers, and he's got a small contract. Really? We give away last second goal there very needlessly. It was horribly defended. He was offside by a mile. This guy was offside by a mile. Wow. AR, straight offside by about 15 yards. He was way behind. They're looking at this one at Tolley. Tolley was fine, but Stray was offside by 15 yards. Yeah, that was ugly. And I don't have the best record as the coach here, but I'm also not paying much attention and playing it fast and just watching the action. So, but yeah, that was... we're going to have to go with Thrash Arms. That wasn't good enough. We'll get our league table just from this screen here as we go to leave the match. Kidsgrove Spalding are relegated. It was close for Brimscombe, but they do survive. And then at the top, Mickleover just qualifying ahead of Sheffield. Ahead of Carlton. And then Sheffield took second. We do win. We get plus 65 for the season with 91 points scored. Definitely a step back from where we were a season ago. I mean, a good 11 points less than what we had. It's not a massive drop, but that goal differential, that's the one. That's the one we got to watch out for. And it dropped by a lot. We're almost 20 goals less than what we had a season ago in the goal differential department. So that's the one I worry a little bit about heading into next season, as no transfers. We get what we get from that youth academy. On to the season review. We are champions. None of these are new arrivals. These were just our very own players that were taken away from us, and the ones that I latched back onto. You can see Gainsborough, one of the top stealers of players. Let's see a draw with Holbridge. Lost to Chasetown. Good start to the season. Some of those player losses, right? Majority happened right here. So we were 4 matches into the season when that happened. Draw with Mickleover. We lost to Sheffield. So the second place team. Burkett Drayton, we lost 3-1. That was our worst loss we've had. Back-to-back losses here. Tough stretch in March. Belpertown beat us. Mickleover beat us. A draw with Carlton Town, so 1 point through 3 matches, and then the draw at the end of the season. That was also the time where we could clinch. So I have the feeling that the pressure of that final game, and without my participation in that, the team buckled a little bit. Average home attendance was 111, just slightly better than last season is all. That's not much. That's not even 10 above where it was. Our biggest Win, though, was 7-1. One penalty in there. Phil Skelnis had 4 goals in that game. 3-1 against Worksup is the match to remember. The goal of the season came in that same. George White, 59th minute, top quality strike from the Wonder Kids attacking midfielder. White as he scores a well-struck effort from 25 meters out. Finances, sponsorship growing. And it should grow now that we're going professional and up another division. Broadcast revenue was ultimately the same as it was the previous season. But again, as we move up, maybe it'll go up a little bit. Corporate hospitality. Now we're starting to bring in a little bit of money there. So that's going to help because next season, our salaries are going up a lot. I mean, it's about 10,000 per player that it's going up by. Senior team and the U23s. So big difference there. A lot more money coming out means hopefully our revenue does go up. Of course, we've had a really healthy balance through these first few seasons, but we'll start to be tested on whether that balance will still be good this coming season. Match day commercial retail up to $151,000 money that we made on those days. No money in competition prizes, so I think we're still a division or two away from where that's going to start ticking in. Merchandise sales last season was $35. Now last season was $1, wasn't it? This season we made $357. So there you go. There's something. No jersey sales as of yet, but I think as we grow a little bit bigger, that'll start to change. Still in the half-star range. We'll see what that looks like as we proceed into next season and get that review. Of course, we were from nothing to 25% better than all of the clubs in England. We still have 50% to pass just to get out of obscure. So we're still obscure. How much progress we made on that 50%, we'll find out. Phil Skelnis, average rating an 8 this season. That's really good. 49 goals. 15 assists in 34 appearances. Jameson was pretty good. Jameson's going to be the highest paid player next season. Very selfish, very angry. Not the best ratings. Player of the season, Phil Skelnis. Signing of the season doesn't really count for anything. Goal of the season, George White, top scorer. Most assists. Player of the match, 19 for Phil Skelnis, and the highest average rating. So he really dominated this year. Record breakers. It's a lot of records we set this season. Man of the match. League appearances. I could see that one going season by season until our original core goes away. League goals. Highest transfer received. And the quickest goal, Phil Skelnis, 12 seconds into a game. That's quite quick. Our updated best 11 for this season and our history. 3 players were good enough to enter the best 11. Hoey, Bridges, Lambert, Hurst, Elliott, Holmes, Barretto, McGregor still in the side. Jameson, White, Phil Skelnis. Adam Elliott, the new one, the left back. Surprised he's in already. Lambert and Hurst in with just over 40 appearances apiece at center back. And yeah, really surprised Elliott is in with a 6.7 rating in just 34 appearances. Barretto's going to be in the first 11 for a while. That many goals, that many appearances. Jameson's certainly going to be up there for a while, as will George White and Phil Skelnis. Those 3 are going to be difficult to knock off the perch for that one. No change to the vision for next season, so we're looking pretty good there. It's pretty easy to accomplish a lot of those. We're getting a little bit better on the influential players. We only had 1 or 2 guys down here a couple seasons ago, and we're slowly kind of climbing up and developing an actual pyramid, an actual structure of influence within the club. And as they develop those personalities and those personality traits, we can eventually create a culture within this club that's going to induce more quality out of the young players coming in. Season injury report. Barbados had 2 injuries lasting for 5 weeks, but that's pretty good when that's the worst we had. McManus also missed about 4 weeks, missed a month. We led the league in possession at 56%. Last in headers won, though. Ratio wasn't that bad. 8th, 50%. That's actually better than what we've been the last couple seasons. Yellow cards, middle of the league. Red cards, just 1. Points per game, 2.39. But again, that is down a bit from where we were last season. 98 goals. It's under 100. I think we scored similar to last season, but we gave up a bit more. I think that was the bigger impact. We were well above our expected goals for. We ended up with 8 penalties, scoring just 5, though. Cross completion was 4th in the league. We were 1st last season. Crosses completed was also 1st last season. We slip a spot to 2nd. 5 goals from corners. Just 1 from direct free kicks. And 4 from indirect free kicks. That's about what we had last season. Pass completion rate tops the league again this season, but only by a single percentage point at 83. We did complete the most passes. Clear-cut chances created, only 32. So you can see the quality within our players. We don't quite create as much as some of the other teams, but our finishing's a little bit better. Our individual play is a little bit better. 4th in shot percentage. 2nd in conversion rate. Definitely drew the most fouls. 2nd in dribbles. 4th lowest in possession loss, just 1 behind Sheffield. You can really see just how strong the 2 of us were compared to the rest of the league. Defense, we slipped to 2nd this year. We were comfortable like them a year ago, so this really was the big difference. We were still good, but we were at least 10 or 15 worse than we were a year ago. And we were the clear number 1, where this year it's Mickle-over. Expected goals against, 2nd best, almost the same as Mickle-over. Just 1 allowed from corner, that's nice. No direct free kicks. 3 indirect, that's almost the same that we scored. 16 shutouts, only 3rd most. That's a big drop from a year ago. Tackle win percentage is pretty high, but we're not winning a ton of tackles. But part of that is we are pressing a lot. So we're forcing turnovers in another way if you have bad passes. Interceptions, middle of the pack. Average attendance, not last, which actually is similar to what we could have said last year. I think we only went up by 5 or 6. That's a little worrying. Should be steadily climbing, especially as we go up the divisions as well. Burns was 7th in distance covered. Skalnis led the league by a half point. Just crushed it in the rating department. Nobody up there in headers won. Possession won. Aaron Bridges did pretty well. Skalnis led the league by 16 goals. A lot of guys scoring quite a few, but we are seeing as we're getting into these higher divisions, those numbers are starting to come down. Even Skalnis, he was over 50 a season ago. Assists led the league there as well, so he's really dominating quite a few stats. Holmes 2nd in the league in passing. Drew the most fouls is George White. And this is looking like our first couple of seasons again. We're not showing up defensively on the charts at all. So again, it's coming down to team effort, but individually, we're not dominating in the defense at all. Hoey, who led the league previous seasons, just second this year. Only third in shutouts. A little better on the save percentage this year. He was 5th or 6th last year, 79%. It's only up a couple points from where he was, though. And finally, we're onto the tables, starting with the National League. Ebbsfleet, Chester, Guiseley, Dorking out. Wrexham, all the way from 6th place, gain promotion, just 71 points. Eastleigh, the champion. League 2, Tranmere, who we have a relationship with, and Newport County going down. You've got Grimsby winning the promotion playoff, and then Wigan, Mansfield getting automatic behind Blackpool, who won the league. So our hometown counterpart, Blackpool, going back up to League 1. Colchester, Port Vale, Lincoln, and Salford going down just by a single goal. Wycombe win the promotion playoff, and then Barnsley and Gillingham going up. In the championship, it's Rotherham, Sunderland, Portsmouth going down. Swansea just hanging on this season in the championship after they rubber band. Watford with the promotion playoff victory, beating out Crystal Palace, the favorite. West Ham and West Brom, the ones going up. So 3 W's heading to the Premier League. And in the Premier League, it's Leeds United, Burnley, and Blackburn with relegation. Just 14 points for Blackburn this season. Terrible, terrible season. Sheffield United did not have a good season, but they were still 5 points clear. Brighton also not having a good season, but 10 points clear and only a -8. Not looking too bad. Their position a lot worse than their physical play on the field. Bournemouth, Norwich struggled a lot more than Brighton, but they are above them in the standings. Southampton 13th, Fulham 12th, good result for them. Aston Villa also a good result in 11th. Newcastle, that's where they want to be. Well, they want to be even higher, but considering how the last handful of years have been, they would be pretty happy with a 10th place. Wolves, Everton starting to take up their typical position just outside of the European places. Arsenal back up the order, 7th place this season. Leicester comfortable in 6th, and then a huge gap to Chelsea in 5th, who miss out on Champions League play this season. It's Tottenham who beat them to it with 78 points and a 34 goal differential. And then Man United, who led the league not long ago, is going to be disappointed with a 3rd place finish. They're also going to be very disappointed to finish 3rd on 89 points when it is Liverpool with 90 and Man City with 91 to win the league. Very tight in the top 3 places. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer, season done. I'll see you at the beginning of next season, and that'll be episode 11 upcoming. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.